Now, I'm going to be totally honest. I never thought I'd have to make a video like this. It's going to be quite serious, but I don't think I'm going to make it very long either. We're going to talk about how on February the 18th at about 6:30 at night, my Google account was hacked. Now, this isn't your typical, like, oh no, somebody's gotten into my email, they can read my emails and stuff. This is, for me, those of you who may not know me, I'm a content creator on YouTube, which is run through Google. And the way to do that is you need a Google account. You can have multiple brand accounts and stuff, that's not important. But so how you get paid is also through Google. Like, everything goes through your Google account. And so what that means, right? These guys were able to get into my Google account, which also had my password manager. So how like you might use Google Chrome and stuff, and it'll autofill and say passwords and stuff for you. They had access to all those. It was scary, if I'm honest with you. It was quite eye-opening. Anyway, here's what went down. So, like I said, it was 6:30. I was having a bit of dinner. I was watching the Grand Tour on Amazon Prime, because the new episode about them driving down to basically recreate the Dakar Rally kind of stuff was going on. That was really cool, really good episode. Not important. Sorry, I'm just rambling. And typically I get notifications from Google through my phone. I try to have everything go through my phone because I believe if you're going to have a multi-factor, biometrics is probably one of the strongest forms you can have, because you need your fingerprint. But I didn't get that. What happened was my backup email received quite a few alerts in a very short span of time, about 8 to 10 minutes. It received a bunch of security alerts and a couple of critical ones at the end of it. And when I first received the first few, that's when I was like, okay, something might be actually going on. So I tried to log into my account, and now it's locked behind this USB security key pop-up notification, and it's not letting me try any other method, any other form. No recovery questions, nothing. It's only that, and I don't have that. I didn't set that up. I think having a physical security key is a bit ridiculous. At least that was my previous opinion, because I'm like, well, what if people lose it, or it gets broken? Like, there's no other way to get into the account without that key. Like, it felt kind of silly, almost foolproof, I guess, in a certain way. But anyway, so yeah, so I couldn't get into my account, and this raised quite a few red flags for me, because I'm like, well, they now have access to essentially all my auto saved passwords and stuff. All the stuff that's in that Google account, they had access to. And it was a daunting thing. So the first thing I do is I'm like, oh my god, well, I need to see, I got to go through their recovery process. So I start searching. I go to like their support forum and everything. I try to do everything that it looks like you're supposed to do. And all the first steps about recovering your Google account is you have to go to the specific website. It's just typical recovery website. So you go in there, you punch in your email or your phone, and then it's like, okay, well, enter your password. That doesn't work. So now you do the forgot password prompt, but there it is again, that same pop-up. And then I'm like, okay, try another way, because I can't do this. I didn't set this up. They're not having it. They don't believe. I didn't give them enough information, apparently. And I'm like, well, I couldn't give you any information, because the only thing you're asking for is this thing that I don't have. And also the fact the prompt kept saying password was changed less than an hour ago. That was also quite a big key giveaway. But no matter what we did on that page, nothing was working. It wouldn't ask questions like security questions. It wouldn't accept the backup codes. It wouldn't take anything else. There was no other choices. There was nothing else that was allowed. Which for me at that point I was like, this is really bad. This was still maybe 10, 20 minutes into the whole ordeal when I was quickly like, this is really not good. So then I decided to contact my dad. We both have quite a field in IT. My dad's done IT stuff all his life. So I was sitting here like, he's helped me out with previous stupid mishaps of mine before, and I've learned a lot from him. And so I was like, I figured I'd talk to him about it, and we both kind of did some research and looked into it. And but it was quite slow going because inevitably it would keep taking to their support forum. But the problem is the support forum isn't run by Google. It's kind of community driven, which is kind of silly because the community can't fix your problems. You'd need actual Google to do it. But anyway, so no matter what we did, we always kept finding the same answers, we were stuck in this big old loop. We were searching for hours. We went through multiple different blog posts. We went through forums. We went through different websites. We found their California number. We called that. That was just a robot, which, by the way, sends you on this crazy endless loop. You can't talk to a human. So then we're like, okay, well, what about the UK office? Maybe we should try the UK office. And it's like, okay, well, the UK office opens at 9 a.m. So we'll do that. We'll wait till tomorrow morning. I'll call them at 9 a.m. and they should be able to help, right? That makes sense. Okay, cool. But so over the course of the night, I stopped receiving backup emails. They turned it off. So within the first 10, 20 minutes, they turned off like all the notification things except phone notification. I don't know why. Because I received some, but eventually things got quiet, and I didn't know what they were doing anymore, which made it even more harrowing and scary. But I did start receiving certain notifications about like certain password changes on various accounts, and so my initial thought process was, well, they're trying to get into my AdSense account, because that's how I get paid by YouTube, is through that account, which is my Google account. And I thought they would go in there, they would change where the payment goes. They've just had an easy free payday, And so then I'm like, well, because they're still in the account, they're probably going to try to do other things to make some sweet money or, whatever. And I was right. So at about, 2 o'clock in the morning maybe, I start receiving notifications from my Steam account because I play games online, on my PC, and everybody has a Steam account. And it was saying that a sign-in attempt was made. It failed, but the fact is somebody did attempt to sign in from a place that was not here in the UK. It was from Sweden. Stockholm, to be specific. Which was crazy. Now, the good news is they couldn't really get in. Didn't really work out, because that has to go through my phone, which is great. I'm really happy about that. That worked a treat. As you can imagine, this kind of jolted me awake. It kind of freaked me out a little bit. I also found out that they got into my Coinbase account, which luckily, I did Coinbase for a little bit. I don't fully believe the whole crypto thing. I think it's a bit outrageous, but they had free quizzes for a little bit, which paid you little crypto things. I was like, well, if it doesn't cost me anything, fine, I'll just do that. But if I'm honest with you, it was those things were worth less than pennies. It was totally not worth my time. But I still had the account. I just never used it. But I did find out that they got into that, and they attempted to obviously withdraw the amount that was in there. The good news is it was about 13 pence, and you have to pay fees for exchanging and stuff. So no, they did not get my 13 pence out of my Coinbase account. I know they went into my Amazon account. Luckily, they couldn't do anything there. They went into my American GameStop account. They tried. I do know. Might have been like 4 a.m. or something. I'm not entirely sure. But they went to they attempted to buy 2 digital PS5 games, and luckily that got sent to my backup email. I send a lot of things in my backup email to be completely safe, and That's where a lot of my notifications go, which made this ordeal a little easier to kind of keep track of in a certain sense. And so they attempted to purchase 2 digital PS5 games in Swedish krona, which then yet again re-amplified the fact that, okay, maybe these guys are Swedish. Because, the fact they attempted to purchase, well, technically they attempted like 10 purchases, but only 2 really showed up because they were the first attempts, and then everything was blocked. Because PayPal, luckily they tried to make the payments through PayPal like fucking idiots. And PayPal was like, no, this is hella suspicious. And they immediately shut it down, which was so good. I didn't even have a single... As soon as I was talking to PayPal, they were like, oh, we know, this is very suspicious. We didn't allow any of that. And I'm sitting here like, you guys know what you're doing. I was so pleased with that information. I had to obviously call my bank. I had to call my credit card company. We went through the whole rigmarole with all that. The good news is none of the purchases they attempted went through, which was great. So for the most part, from what I could track, nothing they were doing was working, which was great. That was really, really refreshing news. The problem was I still didn't know what they were doing in the Google account, at least, on the AdSense side, because I still believe that was the whole point of this attack. They wanted to be able to access that account so they could literally just redirect where the money was going. That's all they had to do. I thought it was just that simple for them, but the good news is that didn't work either. And that worked out really well. So, anyway, we try calling the Google UK number, 9 a.m., robot. Sends me on this loop. They've even got a prompt about recovering your Gmail account because you think it's been hijacked. They have a prompt for this very thing. And guess what the prompt told me? It told me to go to that same recovery website. That was it. And then it said, thanks, bye-bye. I just hung up. No matter which prompt you use on that robot, you can't get to a person. I thought that was just insane. You can't get to a person. I mean, we spent so long trying to talk to a person at Google. It was crazy. I mean, we talked to so many robots. So many. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. Now, I understand they're a massive company. I'm not arguing that point. But, it felt like they had won. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like no matter what methods we were trying, nothing was working. And, so over the course of the day, my dad stayed here. We decided to look through every single possible option. We were like, no, we're gonna freaking solve this. We're gonna do whatever it takes to get this back. We're gonna get everything set. We're gonna make everything straight, etc. And I was sitting there like, yeah, let's spend the whole day. We're gonna figure it out. So that was Monday where we called the Google UK. We were looking through forums. We were looking through blog posts. We were looking through YouTube videos. We were scouring almost everything we could. And a lot of things were also like, oh, okay, well, you think your account's been hijacked. This is on the actual Google support thing, right? It's talking about, protecting yourself from being hijacked, and then it also says how to recover from being hijacked, right? And it says, first of all, you need to sign into your compromised account. If I could do that, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be asking you these questions. I wouldn't be trying to find these answers. What do you mean just sign into your compromised account? I can't do that. A lot of the answers were you need to sign into the account and then you can do this stuff. And it's like, that makes no sense. And then other ones are like, oh, okay, well, contact the live chat. Just sign into your account and you can do this. I'm like, we can't do that. We can't do these things. So many answers where you need to sign into your account to do X, to do something, to contact the creator support, to do this, to do that. They need you to sign into your account. That makes no sense. It makes no sense. The problem is you can't get into your account. And yet, so many solutions are, first sign into your account, then you can get help. It felt endless. It felt dauntless. It felt like no matter what route we were going, we weren't getting answers. We weren't getting help. Just felt powerless. I mean, it'd been over 24 hours by this point. We were scouring so many different things, trying so many different options, watching many different YouTubers with ideas and stuff, and so many of them ended up being just essentially the same loop. It was just the same loop of just bullshit. It was just total bullshit, if I'm honest with you. And I felt so powerless. It was awful. Luckily, at this point, I changed all my important passwords that I was aware of. Anything that I felt like they could touch money-wise, I shut all that stuff down and away from them. The only thing they had on me was that Google account. But the problem is they had it, you know. But anyway, so we ended up signing into my dad's Google account, and we were going through their support versions. We tried their live chats. We tried all the kind of things through there. We raised tickets. We ended up actually getting a call from the California number through his account, of course. You know, that was the only way we got a call from a human, which I think was a call center, if I'm honest with you. But, you know, either way, the fact is somebody called us, which was good, and that felt like progress. And she was very nice. I'm not going to name any names for privacy reasons. We're going to be polite. The lady was very nice. She was very helpful. She was doing what she could do. But the problem is, you know, she probably didn't officially work at Google. This just felt like a call center situation. And so she was like, okay, well, I understand what your problem is. I'm going to pop in a request to the YouTube team and, you know, just give us a different email to contact you at, and we'll see what happens. I mean, you know, we were able to send in a few different requests. I sent in things through a feedback form because I was told to try that. Just the amount of stupid things we tried was crazy. And the fact that it felt like it was just a constant waiting game of, okay, well, now we're waiting to hear back. Now we're waiting to hear back. Hours would fly by. Before I knew it, Monday was over. Monday was over. And we were just waiting to hear back. That was where we were sitting. That was where we were sitting. We were waiting to hear back. So the Sunday was the day I got hacked. Monday flew by. We tried so many different things, and we were just stuck in this sequence of, you just need to wait to hear back from them now. That was that. It was crazy. So Tuesday rolls up. I'm not getting a lot of sleep. Like, as you can imagine, I'm kind of stressing about the situation because I'm like, you know, this is essentially my career. This is my job. This is what I'm doing at the moment to make money so I can pay my bills. So, you know, it's essentially all been stripped away. To give you a real idea of how devastating this was if I couldn't get this account back. So I currently run and manage technically 3 YouTube channels, but only really 2. And one of them is monetized. That's how I'm currently making my income. And it's grown a fantastic amount. I'm incredibly, you know, thrilled and blessed to be having this crazy experience I'm on, where I get to narrate stories and I get to cover cool things, and people enjoy it. And, you know, it's been a really great 2 months. And all that was gone in less than 10 minutes. All of it. I couldn't get into any of those. So I couldn't even run those things anymore. I could not do my job anymore during this period. My entire livelihood at that point gone in an instant. It was crazy. And then also the email account. I mean, that's where a lot of the business emails go to. So I couldn't do anything pertaining to what I do, which sucked. It sucked a lot. Anyway, sorry. Tuesday. So Tuesday, my dad told me that he found in a forum post that I should try reaching out to the Google or the YouTube team on Twitter, because that helped somebody out. They actually got their account back by doing that, reaching out to them on Twitter, which is not owned by Google. And I thought, well, that's crazy. That's ironic as well. The fact that, you know, I've grown so much because of Twitter stories. Are you saying that Twitter might be the thing that saves me now? Also, why Twitter? So random. So random. But so we try it. So he reaches out to them first. And he actually gets a response. And then he's like try talking to them. And I was like, okay. So then I reach out to them on 2 of their different YouTube ones, and I got a response. And so that we started having a direct message conversation. And before I knew it, they were like, okay, this is what you need to do. We're going to send you this. We're going to get you in contact with the specialist team. You know, we'll get this sorted for you. And I'm like, this is like the most responses we've had. This is like, you know, are we actually going to do this? It was incredible to hear. And so naturally, I opened the form. We had to use my dad's Google account again, but you know, no problem. And it's a massive form. There's quite a lot to this one, but it is specifically about a hijacked account, reporting all the information about it. They wanted to absolutely validate the fact that it's like, look, we need to make sure 100% you own this account, not whoever's in it right now. And I'm like, that's fair enough. You know, I totally understand that. So I filled it out. I filled it out with so much detail, and it probably took me a good 20 minutes to fill out this form. There was so much important stuff I put in there to really kind of emphasize that this was mine. They even wanted a video, right? A video showing the problem, to be exact. Now, luckily, as a content creator, I have video making capabilities. I'm not gonna say I'm the best at it. I'm definitely not, but I've got the capabilities, and so I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna do you one better. So I obviously showed them, you know, I made a video, but I also included my webcam. So they had all that in one video. And I was like, look, you can even see it's me. I can show you this. I can show you that. And so I showed them everything I did. And I'm sitting there like, I'm showing them irrefutable proof that I own this account, that this is my account, that this is my current problem. And you know what? 9 o'clock that night. So, long wait in the dark. No idea what's going on. We're talking nearly 12 hours. My backup email gets a message. It's from them. They got my account back. They essentially disabled it. They locked it all down, and they said, click this, go through all the security prompts, make sure it's secure, don't let this happen again. And the only thought in my mind was, yeah, 100%, I don't want this to happen again. So of course, I did all that. I got it back. I got it back Tuesday, like 10:30 at night. But it was an arduous, long and stressful 48 hours to get to that point. Which is something in hindsight. It is something. So that's basically the story. I've been having to kind of catch up on things and make sure everything's okay and not have any future problems. I'm taking crazy security measures. I guess I'm living with a level of paranoia now. I wouldn't say I'm crazy paranoid. I don't think I've hit that point, but you know, I mean, we were checking information about these guys. Luckily Google keeps a log of everything that you do while you're logged in, and we could see what they were doing. And it proved to me that they did go into the AdSense account. They went into my Google Photos. They went into my Google Drive. They went into my Gmail. You know, they only open like text files and stuff. So they were specifically looking for what I believe will be passwords and ways to get into accounts. But you know, if I'm honest with you, it's about the most damage they did. I got incredibly lucky. Because I definitely feel like the damage could have been far more intense. They could have actually really gotten away with money. They could have, you know, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what else they could have done. I can't. It's just crazy. But either way, the fact is, the saga's done. That part of my life, it's over. I've got the account back. I'm able to make the stories again. I'm able to actually make content and do things, and everything's okay. I do still occasionally check what devices are logged in now. I feel like that's kind of a new thing I've started doing, just to be on the safe side. I can luckily edit a lot of this anyway. So ultimately, when it comes to a PSA, if you feel like your passwords might not be very complex, or you might not have a multi-factor authentication that only you can absolutely use, you might want to look into that. You might want to just absolutely make sure. It does not hurt. It does not hurt. It might be an inconvenience, but it does not hurt. Besides that, though, I'm also going to kind of tell you, if for some reason you are in this very situation where you cannot get into your Google account, this is what you need to do. Step 1, you need to go to that recovery website. I'm going to pop down the link below. Try that first. If you absolutely cannot get into it, step 2, you need to go to this Twitter link here. I'm going to pop it in the description as well, down below. Step 1 and step 2. And it's going to be for the YouTube team. You need to message, you need to put a post on there. If you don't have a Twitter account, you're going to have to make one. I'm very sorry. You got no choice. You need to do this. This is the only thing that has worked for us. You need to message these guys and tell them, well, I mean, you can't direct message, but just post on their thing that you've logged, that your account has been hijacked and you need help. And they will help you. Anyway, that's my time. I really hope, I hopefully have kind of educated and informed you about some potential actual real world dangers, you know. I keep just kind of like losing my mind. I'm so sorry. Everything's okay though. I just need some coffee in me. That's what I need. I need to get back to work and stuff. Get back making some cool stories, having a good little time with everybody. That's the plan. That's the plan. Thank you so much. This is not a journey I wanted to go on. This little part, I mean. I'm glad it's over. We'll see you for whatever's next. Take care.